This is the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast, episode 492.
I program my own computer.
We have a server crash, 404 error, page not found, links aren't working, system is crashing, system is crashing, system is crashing.
Your old HTML website, barely alive. We have the technology. We have WordPress. A new website, better than it was before. Better, stronger, faster. Well, hello, everybody. This is Adam Silver, the host of the Kitchen Sink WP podcast. Thanks for being here. Let's get started. All right, upcoming events. We have one WordCamp. It's WordCamp Kampala, August 5th and 6th. It's in Uganda, by the way. I had to look that up. I did not know where that was, but it's pretty cool. So if you're in that neck of the woods, by all means, you should go. All right, that's it for the upcoming events. Moving on, segment one, in the news. Two things to talk about here, both related. WordPress 6.3 release candidate 2 has been released out for testing, of course. Do not put this on a live site. Use it for development only, not production service is the right way to say that. All right. And just so you know, it's actually due August 8th. That's when we're expecting this 6.3 to be dropped. So it's coming up like a week away from when this episode comes out. Pretty cool. Also, if you've missed the demo of 6.3, it was recorded. I will put a link to that in the show notes. It's over on the WordPress.org site, but you can get to it from KitchensinkWP.com as well. So that's it for the news this week. That's right. Yeah, that is it. It's pretty light news week. Moving on to segment 2, the meat and potatoes. But first, a word from this week's sponsor.
If you're a content creator like me, then you're probably in need of an easy way to increase user engagement and reduce user attrition. Lucky for me, I found Bread and Butter IO. What does Bread and Butter IO do? Well, they help small businesses on WordPress to convert more visitors into customers. How, you ask? By making it easy to implement single sign-on, aka SSO, which will future-proof your website. A few of the major features that Bread and Butter provide are the ability to use SSO for content gating and lead capture, as well as universal newsletter sign-up. Bread and Butter also integrates seamlessly with other tools like Zapier, Slack, Google Analytics, and your email service provider. Like analytics? Well, Bread and Butter has you covered there too. With the ability to track page views, see where the users came from, and track the user journey. Oh, and all that data fully exportable. With full white glove service and 24/7 support, Bread and Butter IO is impressive. With prices starting at free, yes, free, you really have nothing to lose in trying it out. So head over to breadandbutter.io to learn more and sign up today.
And thanks once again to breadandbutter.io for sponsoring this week's podcast. Really do appreciate it. All right, moving on, segment 2, the meat and potatoes. So this week I'm chatting about conferences and not just WordCamps, other conferences too. Craft and Commerce, they just had one. There's a whole bunch across the country, across the world for that matter, not just WordPress specific, but a lot of them. Of course, I go to the WordCamps when they were here before COVID. And the reason I'm talking about this week is because I've seen people tweet lately. I think it's still called tweet. I don't know. But people are putting out messages saying, hey, I'm going to WordCamp US. It's the first WordCamp they've gone to, for one, or obviously they haven't traveled in quite a long time. And it could be the first conference people are going to. A lot of new people in the community. So that's kind of cool. Got me thinking, what is it that I would tell people? Because people have been asking, what should I know? What should I plan for? How should I approach this going to WordCamp US specifically? So with that, I've come up with five with some subsections in here, things that I think you should know about when you attend a conference. Not just a WordCamp, any conference for that matter, but here you go. So in no specific order per se, no real order. Okay, but number one, of course, research the conference. You're going to want to look up the conference website, get some detailed information about the event, look at the schedule, the speakers, the topics of the talks, and then kind of help yourself work on where you want to be for those days. Check if there's any workshops or hands-on sessions or networking events, etc., that you also want to attend, okay? And then find out the location and plan the travel accordingly. Now, obviously, WordCamp US this year is in Maryland. It's at the end of August, so it's kind of late, but not too late to schedule travel to stay. But if you can get accommodations nearby, if it's over a few days, always helpful. And if you can actually get accommodations at the conference hotel itself, I can tell you from experience, really nice to have a place to go right off the bat upstairs to your room to take a break, just to get a moment of respite, if you will. So that's number one. Research the conference itself, know where it's going to be, know what the schedule is going to look like and the speakers, and so you can kind of plan that out. Number two, you want to set clear goals. Now, you want to determine what you want to achieve from attending the conference. Now, obviously, researching is one thing, but now set the clear goals. Do you want to learn about the latest web dev trends, networking with industry professionals? Do you want to find a job? Are you looking to hire people? You want to have clear goals that's going to make the best use of your time at the event. Okay, if you have questions that you also want to get answers to, also a good thing to write those down in the weeks, if not months, leading up to the event as well. Okay, number three, you're going to want to update your portfolio and maybe, just maybe, have business cards. It's crazy as it sounds. Okay, so you might be a business owner, a web developer, designer, marketer, writer, project manager, whatever it is you are. It's crucial to have your updated portfolio ready to show people, either online or I guess printed in one way or digitally, somewhere where people can find you to see what you're working on right now. Now, the question on business cards, do people use them anymore? Well, sure. It depends, of course. I mean, I will be honest. I do. I have business cards for my agency. I'm old school maybe that way, but I think they're good to have because the cost is so low. I think I paid $25 or $35 for 500 of them. So my suggestion, invest in them, and also good to have for the raffles. So you give a business card in the raffle and you never know, you might win something. But some people don't think they need them. And of course, if you're a developer, if you're doing pure code, you're going to want to have your portfolio up on GitHub. If you're a designer, you probably want to have somebody up on Figma. I get that. But a business card is a very inexpensive thing to have. Invest the money, have it, hand it out, and there you go. That's my take on it. All right, number four. Prepare a personal elevator pitch. You would be surprised how often you're going to need to know this, okay? You want to craft a brief and engaging elevator pitch that introduces yourself as whatever it is you do. Web developer again, project manager, whatever it is that you find yourself as the primary thing, okay? You're going to want to highlight your experience, your interests, and what you're looking to gain from the conference because people want to know, people want to connect at these conferences. The community and WordCamps at WordPress specifically is amazing. But when you kind of are all over the place, it can be a little confusing for people to know, like, who should they introduce you to? How can they help you? That kind of thing. So you want to practice your pitch, confidently present yourself to a potential employer, collaborator, peers, etc., and know what it is that you do. So that way it's easier for people to help you as well, okay? And number five, you want to bring the essentials. Now, this is a lot of potential different things for different people. Pack things like a notepad, pen, laptop, tablet, charger. It just depends on what it is you need to attend in your best way. I can tell you from experience, I actually don't bring my laptop the first day. I've learned to bring a small pad of paper and a pen and my business cards, and that way I'm a little bit more present. I'm not stuck behind my laptop checking email, checking in with my business, checking in with my team. And I'm a little bit more present when I don't have my laptop there. Second day, I may bring it. Unless I really have something to do, or if I'm really going to be taking notes, then sure, I will bring it. But I've learned not to bring it on the first day. Also, you're going to want to dress appropriately for the conference itself. Bring a layer because conference rooms can be freezing cold, by the way. And WordCamp's pretty much casual, but other conferences might be more business focused. So maybe business casual attire would be better for that conference itself. You want to that goes back to that whole research thing on number one. Know what the conference is about, and that way you can kind of dress appropriately as well. So remember, attending a conference is not just about passively learning, but networking, building connections with like-minded individuals, be engaging with conversations, and participate in discussions, and then making meaningful connections that will honestly last a lifetime, because I've done this for a long time. So there you have it. Once again, let's go back through them real quick, 1 through 5. Number 1, research the conference, know what it is you want to, where you're going to be, what sessions you want to go to, networking events, etc. Number 2, set clear goals. You're looking for a job, looking to hire, you're looking to get a question answered. Number 3, have your portfolio, whatever that is to you, ready to go. Maybe have a business card. Number 4, have your elevator pitch ready. Know what it is that what you want to do and how people could help you and how you maybe can help them in return. And number 5, bring the essentials. Laptop, maybe not a laptop, maybe a pad of paper, whatever it may be, and then dress accordingly as well. So there you have it. Those are my 5. If you have anything else you want to add to that, by all means, I would love to know. Shoot me a message on Twitter or X Twitter or whatever it's called again, or just email me, adam@KitchensinkWP.com. All right, moving on. Segment 3, tip and tool of the week. This week's tip and tool is a add-on to a plugin. The add-on is user-submitted events for WordPress. It's an add-on plugin to the plugin called the Events Calendar. We had a client recently who needed this type of functionality. This was the solution that we're going to go with, I believe. So I wanted to share. So it's a pretty cool little option here, letting people submit submissions to the website, to a calendar, etc. Check it out. It's $89. There is a fee to it, so there's that. So check it out. Once again, it is the user-submitted events for WordPress add-on to the Events Calendar plugin, if that makes sense. I think it does. Okay, there you go. All right, I'm going to wrap it up here. If you have any questions, go ahead, send it in via email, adam@KitchensinkWP.com, or use that speak pipe function on the website. If you want to support the show, you become a Patreon, KitchensinkWP.com/Patreon. You can also buy me a coffee, if I'm not mistaken, over on that webpage. If you want to sponsor the show, like breadandbutter.io, you can do that too. Form on the website, fill that out. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for listening. See you next week. Now go out and do some awesome things with WordPress. All right, bye-bye.